Oh my God, I've had more than 5. I think this industry basically built me. They were actually very nice to me. Like there was Roselle, there was Bianca, there was Roseanne, Sharon, all of them. They always guided me. They always helped me. I feel somewhere down the line the kindness was lost a little bit. But after becoming a mom, I've become an extremely patient person. I have no idea. They just don't say it to me. I don't know. I don't bother about them.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sure they have a lot.
That's a very short-term goal, right?
Why do you want to take part in this pageant? Oh, I want to be famous. I want to be on TV. There was one girl who actually told me she wanted to find a husband. And it's fine to actually look at somebody and admire their beauty, but I also think that people need to give others time to get to know the person, what they really are like.
So Daniel, welcome to Fashion Voices.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's actually a privilege because I told you, like, from all the Miss Sri Lankas we had so far, you have been one of my favorites. Actually, you're my favorite.
That is the sweetest thing.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about your career, how you started. Maybe you have been talking about that for a long time. Maybe.
Correct.
Yeah, so people know that. So let's straight dive into the questions, okay?
Okay, perfect.
So you have worn many crowns in life: model, mentor, a woman, a mother, a lovely wife. And you are a woman of influence in today's generation. So which one feels the most real to you so far?
I think being a mother feels the most real to me.
Okay.
And I've always wanted to be a mom.
Yeah.
Everything else is, it's just, I think once you become a mother, everything changes.
Okay.
Everything changes, you feel different.
Yeah.
Everything around you also feels different.
Yeah.
So I think that, and I think as a woman, becoming a mother is one of the most precious things that could happen to a woman.
Okay. So after becoming a mother, what was like the main difference that you saw in yourself?
Okay, so I am generally a very patient person.
Okay.
But after becoming a mom, I've become an extremely patient person because I think you need a lot of patience because we live in such a fast-paced life, right? Like everything just happens. But then, when you are when you've given birth and you have to care for another baby, you have to have so much of patience, and it teaches you so much of other things. I think mainly patience, and then your heart opens up and you love everything much more. It's little things like that.
What's like the most misconception that people have about Danniel Kerkoven?
Oh, I'm sure they have a lot.
Like, what's the main one?
I have no idea. They just don't say it to me. I don't know. I just hear these little bits of pieces, things that people say, and I'm just like, I don't bother about them.
Yeah, so opinions and judgment doesn't matter.
No, I mean, if it comes from somebody extremely close to me, then yes. Because obviously we're all human and obviously it would hurt me.
Yeah.
But I try not to think about it because I believe that a lot of people have a lot of opinions about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And most of the time it has absolutely nothing to do with them.
Okay.
So I think it's best to kind of, just stay away from it, don't listen to it, don't give too much of energy to it because then it kind of consumes so much of your life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So people often see beauty first. The first impression of most people is like the appearance and the beauty that they see in their eyes. So, but what do you wish they noticed before the outer beauty of a person? What's your wish?
Okay, so like you said, it's true. People actually do notice. First, they look at your beauty because I think that is eye-catching and it's like the first thing you see. But I think it's fine to actually look at somebody and admire their beauty, but I also think that people need to give others time to get to know the person, what they really are like, because that's a really, really important thing.
Yeah.
And once you get to know a person, you actually see them differently.
Yeah.
They become beautiful in a different way.
True. So now you train the next generation.
Correct.
And what's the biggest misunderstanding young girls have about the modeling industry today in Sri Lanka?
I think it's a misunderstanding they've had all along.
Okay.
A lot of people come into this industry thinking it's all glamour.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of glamour involved in it.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of hard work
Yeah.
to get to a place. It's not always glamorous. I mean, there are long hours of working, there are early mornings, there are late nights. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
You know what it's like. You know what the fashion industry is like. So, but a lot of the young, I think the young generation or a lot of the people who've come in after me have also, when I have spoken to them, they all think, oh, it's like this nice thing to do. You come, you get to wear nice clothes. Yes, you do. I mean, you get all of the glamour stuff too. But then you also, if you want to sustain in the industry, then it takes a lot of hard work.
Yeah. So do you think also young girls come to this, they want to come to this industry also for the fame game?
Yes, yes.
That's a very short-term goal, right?
It's a very short-lived.
Yeah.
I think it's very short-lived because I have been at a lot of panels where we've sat at pageants or just a lot of pageants where we've been at the first interview and when we've asked them, why do you want to take part in this pageant or why have you applied for this? Their answer would be, oh, I want to be famous, I want to be on TV. There was one girl who actually told me she wanted to find a husband. And I told her, if you think that taking part in a pageant is going to find, she said, I want to find a good husband.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, then you're definitely, I mean, yeah, of course, along the way, you're going to meet people and, you know, you're going to get a lot of opportunities where you're probably going to go out of your circle and you're going to meet a lot of people from other circles.
Yeah.
But still, I don't think those should be goals.
True, because fame is something, fame is kind of a byproduct of your profession, right? If your end goal is to become famous, you're not doing your profession correctly.
Correct.
So you're not committed.
Fame comes with what you do and how you do it.
True.
Right? So if you do your job well, and I mean people, if you see as a model, if I do my job well as a model and clients are happy with me, of course I'm going to get famous down the line. But if my goal at the beginning is to become famous, then I'm probably only going to think about that, where I'm not going to give my 100% to the client and then the product or whatever it is, and then somewhere down the line you're going to fail.
Yeah. Since you said the word pageants, what it reminded me, because this was not in the question list, but it hit me so badly because I was at Paris at that time, and when I saw it, it was like heartbreaking. You were at a judging panel and then you walked off the panel saying there was discrimination and influential power trying to change the decision of the final judgment.
Yes.
But you bravely walked off and you talked about it. And I saw it and I felt so pride on you, like you doing the right thing. It takes courage.
No, I know it does. I mean, I was very happy actually to be a part of that panel of judges because they were some really great. The panel was actually really great. There was a very diversified group of us.
Yeah.
And we were all actually really happy about how everything was going on. And then when we got this certain phone call about, you know, this and that and blah, 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 and I was just like, no.
Yeah.
Because it has to end at some point.
True.
I mean, my thing is, it's not about, okay, maybe the person they want to win, okay, somebody might think he deserves it, but there's also another 12 or 15 contestants who've actually, you know, put a lot of hard work. And I think everybody deserves a fair chance in the end.
So these kind of influential hands in the pageantry industry, is that kind of a downfall in our country?
Of course. I think it happens all over around the world.
Yeah.
I've been speaking to some people also in other parts of the world where they say this happens. And I think now, when we took part, when I took part in Miss Sri Lanka, like not took part, but I was nominated for Miss World in 2006. I mean, there was so much they expected out of a Miss Sri Lanka. You know, there was a certain criteria that was required from the person who was actually going to represent your country. But now I think a lot of it has changed and it's all about influence. It's about the people you know. It's about how you influence the panel of judges. And it's become quite sad to watch.
True.
I mean, a lot of people don't talk about it because nobody really wants to say anything about it. But I believe that if we don't say anything, then it's only going to get worse.
Yeah. And the best example is like recently, even in the Miss Universe pageant, there was the whole thing going on. So it's not just happening in Sri Lanka. It's it's a global issue. So then my question would be, what part of yourself did you have to unlearn to truly grow into confidence?
What part of myself? So I think I started at a very young age.
Yeah.
I was 15.
Yeah.
So there was not a lot that I knew.
Okay.
So I think this industry basically built me.
Yes.
It kind of made me who I am
Yeah.
today. And I had a lot of people like, okay, so when I started off, we didn't have model academies.
Yeah.
We just had choreographers and designers and most of the models, I mean, all of the girls who were there before me
Yeah.
were the ones who actually guided me.
Yeah.
And I think they did a fantastic job. Because they were actually very nice to me. Like there was Roselle, there was Bianca, there was Roseanne, Sharon, all of them. They always guided me. They always helped me. I would ask them like a million questions like, is this right? Is this right? Do I do this? Do it? And I think sometimes they would have probably been annoyed at me, but they would be like, yes, Danny. Okay, yes, Danny. Yes, Danny. This is right. Okay, Danny, do this, do that. So I think it's guidance mainly. So like I said, like I didn't really need to unlearn anything because I didn't really know anything. So I just watched everybody and then kind of learned from the best.
And the other thing that I want to talk about it when you said the names of the models that you mentioned before, it's just like that era was so different.
I know.
It was so different when I remember when watching you guys walking the ramp, hit someone, even though they're not from the industry. It's just like you guys not walked, you just glided like horses, you know?
Yeah, they were good.
It
That's why I
was
said I had
so
very good
different.
guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I learned from them. Like I would, and they were all real. When I came into the industry, like we didn't obviously know each other and nobody knew each other, but they took me under their wing.
Yeah.
And they would always be, if they got booked for a show, they would be, oh, we have a new model. Let's book Danniel also.
Yeah.
So, you know, they kind of always, and whenever we went for something, like at the beginning, I did not know how to do my makeup. So I would have my sister do it, or most of the time it would be Roselle who would do it. Like my sister and I would have a fight. She'd be like, "Oh, go for your show today. I'm not doing your makeup." So then I would call Roselle and she's like, "Okay, Danny, don't worry. Come like 10 minutes early. I'll do it for you." So like that, there was always, you know, it was also a very small community of models, and we were all very close to each other. Like if we didn't have work, we would still hang out with each other. We were practically hanging out with each other like 24/7.
It was a very tight flock.
Yes, it was.
And then I remember this one clearly when I was talking with Nadika.
Yeah.
So once she said, like, you know, when those days, when you guys were like the golden era of modeling, what happens here is like in Bollywood, when an actor or actress comes there backstage, but still models are like, you know, the celebrity gets more attention because of their star power.
Correct.
Like Shah Rukh Khan, Deepika Padukone will get star power compared to the models in India.
True.
But the industry here, she's like, you know, when we are doing a show here, even though a star comes there, but the models were much more valued because they had a presence of their own. It was so different.
Yes, it was. It was like that. Now I don't know if it's so much because now I also think our film industry has also
grown
evolved a lot.
Yeah.
So now you
and
see
the fashion industry has been going down compared to I mean the number of shows, the productions.
So as in it's evolved in a way where there is a lot more opportunities for models and designers, but also the number of events that happen have become much less. So that way when you look at it, I feel the film industry has evolved in a way where there's a lot of movies coming out. They do a lot of, and like a lot of the new actors and actresses are just amazing. I mean, it's just difficult not to notice them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do such a good job. So I mean, you have to give them credit.
Okay, let's ask some names later then.
No, I'm not good with names, Kushan. I'm not good with names.
Okay, do you think beauty today is being defined or being performed?
Beauty defined
or
performed?
What do you think? Beauty today is defined or it's performed?
It depends, I think. There is...
So it's a 50-50 chance in
like
being both?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. And then you have seen the industry change. Do you think it's kinder now or just louder?
I think it's louder.
It's louder, right?
I think it was kinder back then. Now I feel somewhere down the line the kindness was lost a little bit.
Was that because of maybe the strong influence of social media being part of it?
I guess.
Yeah.
It could be anything. I mean,
it changed dynamics of every relationship, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think also when there is when the number of participants in anything kind of grows, then the kindness is kind of taken away and then it just becomes loud.
Yeah. So when a young models look at you and says, I want to be like you, what do you hope she really means And what would your answer be to that model?
Okay, so my good question, right? So if they want to be like me, I would say nobody should want to be like anybody.
True.
You know, you can take me as an inspiration. You know, you can see my journey.
Yeah.
You can see what I have done to get to where I am. But I always tell all of my students also never try to be somebody else, because we are all extremely unique to one another.
True.
Right? And as soon as we learn to embrace our uniqueness is when we start to glow and become our best versions of ourselves.
Yeah. My next question was, I'll ask it still, but you kind of gave the answer. Has there ever been a moment where you had to choose between dignity and opportunity? So I guess the answer was the judging panel thing. Yes. So that was a great example.
For me,
yes.
It's always dignity,
yes.
honesty, and I also believe wherever you work, if you are honest, then you can go further in life.
Yeah. So what does elegance mean to you in 2026?
Elegance.
Yeah.
Elegance to me would mean being graceful.
Being graceful.
Yeah.
And if your journey had a message for everyone watching, what would that be?
My journey has been absolutely fantastic, and I wouldn't change it for anything. And I hope that no matter what you decide to do in your life, that you have a great journey as I did.
So if you just look back, because now you have been modeling for
24 years.
24 years. Like, what were like the main 5 fashion moments in your life?
Oh my God, I've had more than 5.
Okay, what like the best fashion moments? 5 moments.
I can't think. Okay. Because I always
because you also did some international runways.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. I was working in India for 1 year.
Yeah.
I worked in India, and I've also worked in Dubai Fashion Week, and a lot of fashion weeks abroad.
Yeah.
So I've had so much of opportunities. That's why sometimes when I kind of try to think about what is like the greatest moment for me.
Yeah.
There's like so many of them, and I think sometimes you do so much you kind of forget also. And then you have to just, like, I would just scroll through my pictures. Like recently I just went on Google and I was like, Danniel, I'm like, oh, is that me? Okay, where was this? I don't even remember. So like, there's been so many moments, and I kind of try to cherish every moment. And I think sometimes when you kind of try to hold on to something too much, then it just kind of goes out of your memory.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we are hitting to the last part of the set of the questions. So if you want to give one message as Danniel Kerkoven to the whole world, what would that message be?
Always be honest.
Yeah.
Always respect one another.
Yeah.
And be kind to people.
Okay. And then before ending the podcast, how did you feel about this conversation? Number 1. And what is your message for me?
Okay, so how did I feel about the podcast? I'm actually extremely happy that I said yes to it.
Yeah.
Because I know when you told me in December, I was like, oh, December's a bit like,
I know.
it was just like, no, I'm not going to be able to do it. But I'm glad you moved it to January. And I'm actually so glad that I got a chance to sit down with you. Because we've known each other throughout the years. And I know we've never actually had a chance to kind of sit down with each other. And this has just been really amazing getting to know you also on a different level. So thank you for having me.
It was lovely. And what is your message for me?
Keep shining and keep growing, because I see you going places, and like with everything you've told me that you've achieved, I mean, it's fantastic. I always love to see people growing, and I mean, whenever I listen, because I'm always talking to people, getting to know them a little bit better, and I always feel like it gives me so much of joy to know that people are doing so well. And like even listening to your story, like you telling me about how you were in Melbourne doing this, and now you've gone to Paris, and I mean, I wish you all the very best for the future, and I hope all good things happen to you.
Thank you so much, and it was really a great honor, because like as I said to you, because sitting down with you, because it's easy to do the podcast. I mean, it was easy in season 1, because when I invited everyone, it was like everyone I knew personally.
Correct.
But the challenge for season 2 was most of the guests, it was the first time.
Yeah.
But still, I thoroughly enjoyed the research part, getting to know them beforehand, and then sitting next to each other and talking
anyway, you like to put pressure on yourself a little bit. You like to challenge yourself, from what I've gathered today.
Today, yes.
But it's good. I mean, when you challenge yourself, you keep growing.
True.
So
yes,
you've done a fantastic job, and I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much. So yes, so talking to me was idol that I was always looking up when I was like, I can't say when I was growing up, but when I started fashion designing, I would say. So Danniel Kerkoven, my favorite Miss Sri Lanka, and sitting with her today, talking about little bit of life, and fashion and the modeling industry was very insightful. And I need this message to take across the world to show the world that we Sri Lankans also do have a very strong fashion voice currently, and it insists, it's there in our country.
Yes.
So I want to show that, and I hope I did it in a very small scale today. And thank you so much for watching. This was Fashion Voices with Kushan. Until next week, love yourself. Hi.